Welcome to the Menopause Moguls Elevation Talk series with your host, Dr. Joyelle. I am Dr. Joyelle, the Menopause Mogul, board-certified OBGYN and business coach for Black women 40 and over. I am on a mission to educate, embolden, and empower Black women and other women of color in their journey through their health and careers. This is a space for Black women and other women of color to share their compelling trials and tribulations in their health and in their businesses. We discuss how their experiences changed the trajectory of their life and elevated their life personally and professionally. There's going to be laughs and there'll probably be some tears because guess what? We're human. I want to shed the light on the humanity of Black women and how it's okay not to be okay sometimes. So we can change the narrative of us needing to be this strong Black woman all the damn time. This is a space, y'all, for the Black women to share their stories so women like you do not feel alone and you can see how you can overcome whatever you're going through and come out more empowered to become the woman you were designed to be. So those of you who are watching, you can also connect with those women, these amazing women, and take advantage of their resources and services that they offer. So stay tuned and make sure you subscribe so you'll be alerted for the next episode of the Menopause Moguls Elevation Talk series. Hello. Welcome to the Menopause Moguls Elevation Talk series with your host, Dr. Joyelle. I'm super excited about this episode today, y'all. As you know, now we are on YouTube. So this is super exciting. And I have some amazing guests that I'm going to be bringing onto the podcast. And today is, nothing but amazing. Another amazing guest that I have today that I want to bring to the stage. I'm going to read her bio first, and we're going to get this party started, y'all. All right. So today we are going to meet Julie Gordon-White. She is the founder and CEO of Bossa Bars, Menopause Energy Bars, and advocates for women in all stages of the pause. Julie is also an award-winning entrepreneur, best-selling business author, and a TEDx speaker. In 2020, Julie launched Bossa Bars after personally struggling with the Menopause Middle and watching her friends suffer in silence as their symptoms and increasing weight gain were robbing them of their confidence. Bossa Bars named an Oprah Daily Best Menopause product, y'all. Y'all hear me? Oprah Daily? Best menopause product. They are delicious, plant-based, nutrient-dense, and low-calorie energy bars with all the goodness a menopausal body needs. Along with her MenoLounge community to help women #Meno like a boss, Bossa Bars are all available on Amazon and bossabars.com. I have some, y'all. They good. So let's bring Julie to the stage. Hey, Julie.
I love it. Can you just follow? Can we just be together all the time and you do the thing, then I do the thing? Because that was so good.
We sure can.
Love it.
So thank you so much, Julie, for coming to the Menopause Moguls podcast. How are you today?
I'm so excited to be here with you. It's early morning here in California, so I'm up with my coffee with you and everybody here. So I'm thrilled to be here. Thanks for having me.
Awesome. Yes. So let's get into it. Let's talk about I watched your TEDx talk, which was amazing. We'll get into a little bit about that. But before, I just want to kind of get from you, like, how you even started in entrepreneurship. Did you have, parents that were, big entrepreneurs, or, what inspired you to, or how were you called to entrepreneurship?
I came out that way, Joyelle. I'm the only entrepreneur in my family.
Okay.
Both my parents worked for the university. My dad was an attorney. When I left corporate life to be an entrepreneur, they're like, are you sure you want to do that? But I came out that way, and they knew that because I wrote a business plan when I was 10 years old.
Oh,
I
wow.
sold things door to door, like, hey, neighbor, want to buy some lemons? Want to buy some greeting cards? How about some Christmas paper? I just like the idea. I don't even know how it started, probably because my parents said I could have anything I wanted. And I really wanted this yellow Schwinn bike. And I remember, no, it
Oh,
was a Huffy bike.
okay.
I
Huffy,
really,
yes.
really wanted it. Huffy. I'm so
Yes.
dating myself right now. Okay, so but I had to pay for half of it. That was the deal, because they knew that I would take care of it. I wouldn't leave it some corner, and I get it stolen or whatever.
Right.
So, okay, what am I going to do? So I decided to sell things. And wow, like, you mean if you give something to someone that they like, they give you money back? Woo! And it was just on after that. So I
Yeah.
always had that spirit, and then, went sideways a little bit in corporate life, which I'm very grateful for.
Mhm.
And then when the time was right, when my first son, my oldest, was 2 years old, I was traveling way too much, and I knew it was time for me to get back to being an entrepreneur. And that was
Yeah.
in 1995. And I've never looked back. I'm completely
Yes.
unemployable at this point.
That's amazing. And it's interesting that and you mentioned this in your TEDx talk, and anyone who's watching, y'all need to go watch her TEDx talk also. And we'll talk about that in just a second. But you mentioned how having your baby kind of brought you to the fact that entrepreneurship is probably the way to go, right?
Yeah.
Can you talk a little bit, and what resonated with me also when you were speaking on your TEDx talk about how you didn't want to be that your baby to be home with some stranger, raising your child.
Well,
and they
not
only
right
know them.
away.
Right.
Later, I was
right.
that. Yeah.
Exactly. Not right away. Like when they were little babies,
I'm
right?
Like, okay, I'm done. Go ahead. Yeah.
But can you talk a little bit about the decision, as a mom, and now, like, well, maybe I should do entrepreneur, like go full-fledged in entrepreneurship. Can you talk about that decision and what kind of thoughts and feelings and things kind of came up around that time?
Yeah. I think a lot of women have struggled with this decision. Should I stay in the workforce out there, work at home, just be at home mom, which is all still work.
Right.
But for me, I love work. I love work. It's part of what I enjoy as much as being a mom. Like the two things are right there, neck and neck. So I had to figure out, how can I do this thing? And I knew, so I ended up landing on, I work around the clock, but at least it's my clock. So
Right.
if I'm willing to work really hard for a corporation generating millions of dollars, why won't I do that for myself? So how do I do that with a 2-year-old? It was not easy. I did a lot of weird, like little jobs, actually, things in the beginning to try to figure it out, and started a lot of businesses that were not successful trying to figure it out. And we can talk about confidence, because that's a huge piece of that.
Yes.
But I knew that this is the path I wanted to be on, to be the mom and businesswoman I wanted to be. And so I just had to keep working at it to figure out how to do that. So I was pretty good. The only thing is, I didn't like being broke. Okay, let's just be real.
Yes.
Right. So leaving my corporate job as a director of sales and marketing for a hotel in San Francisco to being at home, my husband did well, but it wasn't the same as that income house. And like going to lunch with my girlfriends and baby every day, like that got old really fast for me, plus I didn't have a lot of money to go out to lunch every day. So,
Right.
So putting that together and realizing I love being home with Scotty, but I also needed to really fill this piece. So we did it all at the same time. And then at some point, probably 2 years, that's when I got a nanny. That's when things made sense to me, at least part-time,
Right.
and then full-time, someone who I loved, who ended up helping me, us take care of all 3 of our kids. So,
Yeah.
so you don't have to be stuck all in one thing. When you make a decision, it's not forever,
Right.
but you have to listen to yourself and honor who you think you want to be in the moment, and go in, just do it.
Yeah, I love that. Honoring yourself in that moment. Cause and be okay with changing your mind. Like, so many things that we, think about and you try. And I love that you said you tried different businesses, that some of them that didn't work out. And you talked about confidence. I think, for me, as going into, as from a doctor to a businesswoman, I'm like,
I'm like, what? Yes.
I don't even know. Like, what am I doing? Am I really making the right decision? Like, what am I doing right?
Right. That's a big decision.
It's a big decision. It's a big decision. But I love the fact that you mentioned that you did try different things before you got into, your real niche and went full-fledged with that. How did you, as far as your confidence level, is something that you worked on, in the process in regards to, doing different businesses, things that didn't work out? Like, how did you talk to yourself in those moments where, like, okay, this didn't work out, now what?
Yeah. It's a practice. Like yoga, it's a practice.
Yes.
And it's about identity and persona. And I've learned so much more now at 58 than I knew then at 30 something. But yeah, I was very fortunate to have parents that always really believed in me and supported me, even though they were nervous about, oh, there she goes again. Like, what's she doing,
Right.
But they still believed in me as a person. And so I had that level of confidence, but I didn't have the confidence when it came to business and entrepreneurship because I didn't see it around me at all.
Yes.
So the role models that I was looking to, they weren't my parents or my family who I trusted the most. So then I didn't really trust myself in those roles. I always knew deep down I can do anything, but then I don't really know because I don't trust those. I don't know those people over there doing that thing, right? So
right.
I had a lot of false starts. I keep all the business cards I ever created. It's like a stack like this. I should pull it out as a reminder. And they were all confidence based. Any of those businesses that I had started, various consulting companies, coaching, speaking, which I went on to do all of those things later on.
Right.
But initially, I didn't have the confidence to see through the difficult parts of it.
Yeah.
I love the planning, the vision, the idea. But when the going got tough, and it always does, I did not have anything to anchor me through all of the big waves.
Right.
And so I would just unmoor myself and like, okay, I'm done. And just like, what should I start now? Because that's a defense mechanism, really, right? Like, oh, I don't want to do this anymore. Or when I coach women in the past, when someone says, I'm bored, that is resistance. Like there's something there for you to learn. It's a defense mechanism. So we don't have to go through that bad feeling of, I don't know how to do what I'm doing. I'm lost here. And that's where I was. So.
Yeah, I love that. And you're right. Avoiding those feelings of, oh my gosh, I messed up. Oh my gosh. Oh, this didn't work out. What are people going to think?
What are people going to think?
I think that's a big thing, right? As we are, building businesses. And even, as I work with women in their 40s, 50s, trying to build businesses, that trust and that confidence is so big. And, we've gone through all these years doing this one thing, and then we're trying to do this new thing. It's like, can I really do that? Like, what can I do? And, which is why I talk to my clients in regards to, developing a new relationship with yourself and talking to yourself differently so that you can build that trust. So that you actually know yourself and your identity, your persona, who you want to be, who you are becoming, embrace that. And then, do the things that you're truly, being called to do. So I love that you said that, you go through these motions of, trying different things and trying to figure out what works for you and what you really want and, what you need in this season of your life. So I love that you were able to kind of get over those hurdles and still keep going, which is, like very motivating for other women who are listening and watching who want to do the same thing.
Yeah, keep going. It's really important. And we talked about this the other day. When you get that whisper, that calling, it's for you.
Right.
Not everybody gets the same one. And so you can trust it, and you may not believe in it in the beginning, but you just keep going back to that. What do you hear in the quiet? What do you hear at night when you're alone, or in the early morning when you're meditating or praying or whatever you're doing? That's what's speaking. That's that whisper speaking to you. Yeah. So when you're wobbly in the daytime sometimes, then you got to go back to who you are in the quiet. And that's how you can stay solid all the way through.
Yeah. I love that. In the quiet, because, a lot of us women don't go in the quiet a lot,
Exactly.
right?
I don't know what the heck, we just want to fill our lives up with all the things.
Exactly.
And, with our kids and family and friends and dinner parties and every single weekend. I just have a rule, like no Sundays, like nothing, no social.
Right.
I take off my Apple Watch. I don't want any notifications. I don't even want to track my activity on Sunday because I need to have that quiet time so I can be with my own thoughts, calm my body for the week. I just have the most powerful downloads, inspiration, big ideas when I just protect that time for myself. It's so important. And women, we just do too much. We don't need to fill our lives up so much. It's like kids, having kids in too many activities. They can't think. It's too much.
Oh my gosh, Julie. Talking about activities. So, my kids, 10, 12, and almost 8. Cheer, baseball, karate.
Been there. I have 3.
Yes, you have 3.
Baseball field, soccer field, volleyball court, golf, you name it.
Yeah, I was just talking to my sister about this yesterday, like literally yesterday, like all of these activities, like what is the purpose of all this, right?
Excuse me. Okay, let me just, I don't know what she said to you. I'd love to hear that, but I'll tell you, there is a purpose. And because looking back now, my oldest is going to be 30. My youngest is 22 sons and a daughter, 24 in the middle.
Yeah.
And looking back on every single weekend at something.
Right.
None of them went on to be in the NFL or the Olympics or anything like that. Or the MLB, right? However, the bond that it created in our family, spending that time together, the friendships, the families that we developed, the closeness with, the skills they learned as teamwork or when they forgot their equipment. And now you got to figure out, where am I going to get my goalie gloves at 10 a.m. and we are in a different state, and how not to kill your kids, that kind of thing. No, but the lessons learned that they have now taken into adulthood, they brought it with them into adulthood. It's really priceless. And so I will say, if you're in it, doing all the things, first of all, it will end at some point. It will be over. But it matters to our kids. It really is a part of their development as leaders, who they are in the world. So I think we put way too much pressure on, like, you're going to get the college scholarship. Maybe you will, maybe you won't. Most kids don't. But there's still so much goodness in all of that. So
well, I love that. Thank you, Julie. That makes me feel a little better.
And I did have a rule about that: 1 sport per season per kid. You can't do 2 things in the same season. Forget too much.
That's a good point. Okay, I'm gonna have to remember that one. I have to remember that.
Because they don't, I need to do basketball and I need to do track at the same time.
No, we're not doing that. Right. Exactly. Love it. Thank you for that. Yeah. So speaking of the children, your TEDx talk was titled "Why Women Entrepreneurs Need to Raise Girl Entrepreneurs," and I love that. In your talk, you talked about how you were 12 and started this, this business of selling, was it comics or seeds or something like that? And it's
flower seeds.
Seeds, yes. And I thought about my daughter, who's also 12, who started her business in her 6th grade class with a couple of friends. But it was shut down, Julie, in 2 days. I'll tell you the story in a second. But it was shut down in 2 days. The principal shut it down.
Okay, there is a thing about like selling stuff at school. That's a no-no, right? So just because, great lesson. One person says no, you just back up and you go around this way, right? So it's it's a no over here. It's not a no over there.
Yeah, so. Right. Exactly. I love that. And, and she was very okay with it. She was like, okay, well, that's fine. We can just do something else over here. I'm like, okay. All right. And so I love that. I actually talked about in another podcast episode about childlike faith and hope. Because it's like, she was like, all right, well, that didn't work out. I can do something different over here with my friends and sell something, so I was like, That's what I'm talking about.
Right. Beautiful. Entrepreneurial lesson number 1.
Exactly.
Great. A million. So
yes.
fantastic.
Right. Exactly. But yeah, talk about, why you picked that topic as a TEDx talk. In regards to raising girls as having them, and you talked about how it should be in schools, which I also mentioned to the principal, by the way.
Oh,
I didn't get a response, but I just had to put that out there.
Keep trying, or get a new school. No,
right. Exactly. So yeah, tell us a little bit why you picked that topic and why it is important for us to raise our girls as entrepreneurs.
So important, for my daughter, for your daughter, for the daughters, nieces, neighbors, daughters out there. Women need to know how to make their own money. I'm very fortunate. I have a lovely husband. We're coming up on our 32nd anniversary.
Woo!
Yeah, same guy, not cumulative with a bunch of them, like one guy.
Yes.
But
awesome.
But women often find themselves, on their own through divorce, through death. And we need to know how to make our own money. And even if you are in a partnership, there's an empowerment, there's confidence that comes from being able to be economically independent. I mean, write that down. Economically independent. It's one of the most important things to build our character, our confidence, how we navigate the world, when it's nice to partner with somebody else so you don't have to worry about those things.
Right.
But if you don't have that, you don't have to worry about those things. You never have to worry about how you're going to pay for your kids' education, how you're going to pay for your rent or your mortgage. Doesn't mean maybe you're not wealthy, but wealth is also a state of mind too. And knowing how to, and I really kind of set the bar, even though at this stage is kind of low in my opinion, but every woman needs to know how to make 6 figures. You need to know how to make $100,000, because you can go lots of places and that $100,000 is going to go a really long way.
Yes.
Not in the California Bay Area where I am, however, right? But still, you have the ability to relocate or amplify what you have. And when you know how to make $100,000, I used to do a course called the 100K course. There's probably some old podcasts out there on Apple called the 100K course too, or the 100K podcast. But it's about knowing how to make your own 100K, because that is the base of our economic and confidence, our economic and mental empowerment. And girls need to know that. And when we do it as women, we show our girls. So I want to just create this whole swell of women, young women, girls who know, like your daughter, how to make their own money. And that's how, because we give our money, we do good things with our money. Never, ever, ever. I know I'm not speaking to you because you and I are on the same page. Never be afraid of wealth. Never be afraid of financial abundance. It's what you do with it. That's the thing that we have to, interesting. Right? But don't, we have, especially as Black women, we have this whole thing around money. We don't want to talk about it. It's bad. Like that is not true.
No,
it's not true.
It's not true.
Right?
Not
Let's
true.
just say it out loud.
Exactly.
I feel some church coming on here. It's not true.
It's not true. Amen.
The more we make, the more goodness we can do in the world. So do not limit yourself. Oh my gosh.
Yes. I mean, it's been shown that when we women, especially as Black women, make money, build wealth, this affects our children, this affects our communities and the world. Like, come on.
Right. We're generous, overly generous.
Exactly.
Probably. But we can invest in education. We can invest in living in beautiful communities and neighborhoods that are safe. All those good things. Right. You can be a philanthropist. You can give money. I don't have time now to do volunteer things, which is a beautiful thing to do, but I can give money, and that's important. So make money. Don't be afraid of that. And
y'all hear her? Make money. That's what listen to Julie. A lot of it. Okay. A lot of it.
And do good things.
And do good things. And you also touched upon, making money, making lots of money gives you more freedom and gives you more choices.
Right. Money gives you freedom. Yes. Freedom gives you choices. Right?
Exactly.
Is that what I said?
That's what you said. Exactly.
Is that what I said? I need to go watch that. It was a bit ago. Right.
That's what you said. And you also touched upon why women...
that's not what I said, Joya. I said money gives you choices, and choices give you freedom. That's
oh,
what I said.
okay. All right. That's what that might have been what it was. But y'all get to a point. Freedom, choice, money.
choice,
Okay.
money. The
all
end.
equate to each other. Like, let's make this money, ladies. Okay.
There you
and but some of us, you know, you talked about how some of us don't or don't have the, you know, confidence to do it because we don't think big enough. And I want to touch upon, you know, as Black women, I think a lot of us, including myself, I certainly have done this and still, you know, catch myself doing it, hold ourselves back.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Hold ourselves back. So can you just talk about how, you know, especially in, you know, as an entrepreneur, as a Black woman entrepreneur, how can we think bigger without holding ourselves back?
Huge.
Yeah.
Huge. You know what? Again, this is a practice.
Yes.
I literally sent a message to my team in Slack today. We had a half day, all hands yesterday, a strategic planning session. We have a full day today. And I said, you know what? We need a reset. We are still not thinking big enough. We are still, I mean, here I am, 58 multi-million-dollar companies, still for where we're going and what we know is possible, we still need to think bigger.
Yeah.
So when you think bigger, first of all, whatever you're thinking you want to generate for income or revenue, just triple it right now. Charge triple, and then figure out how you add value to get to that.
Yeah.
Not, you know, don't put yourself on sale and discount, and no. Figure out, and don't over, especially women who have consulting companies, you know, they tend to want to give away too much, put too much stuff. Like if I increase my price, then I have to add this and I have to add, no.
Right.
You can add value with time, with other ways of adding value without giving too much stuff, because actually less is more. Less is more. No one has time to do more things, more homework, more worksheets, more, no. Less is more. So how do you add value? By doing less, giving people their time, but more things that have more leverage in them so they can get more out of doing less. But going back to big thinking, it's part of that same thing. We have the ability, you know, the world is unlimited.
Yes.
Unlimited. It's only, the ceiling is only our beliefs and our imagination.
Yeah, say that again, Julie. Say that again.
The ceiling is only our beliefs and imagination. And if you've never seen it, if it's not around you, it can be more difficult to believe bigger, to think bigger. But that's okay. And I don't encourage like fake it to make it, but just believe and go for it, right? Just go. There's so much to learn, so much can happen, so much magic on the journey. Maybe you don't hit your big, gigantic goal, and I want it to be big and gigantic. It should be scary and exciting, equally exciting and scary. If it's not a little scary, it's not big enough. I'm just going to tell you that right now, okay? But that combination of exciting and scary is so energizing. And to build something bigger than yourself, you need to be energized. And you need to have a reason why you're getting up every single day and doing it. And if it's too small, it's just not compelling. So you're going to have to trust yourself that God, Spirit, whoever you're all about is there to help you be all that you can be. And there is no limit. There's no pie that somebody's going to take your piece of it. It's unlimited. So forget her over there. Forget him over there. It's not about them. It's about what you believe. It's all about an inner game, right? Yeah. It's just about what we believe. So you don't have to worry about anybody else. You don't have to compete. It doesn't matter what he or she's doing over here or there. So just drop that.
Yes.
All we do is limit ourselves when we get caught up in all that stuff.
Right.
So decide what is for you. Triple it. Get scared, get excited, and then start taking a step every single day. Think big, start small, right where you are, and
do
move
it
forward.
Scared. And do it scared.
Get scared. It's fine. It's exciting out there.
Exciting out there.
And you know, I have to catch myself because I always move the goalpost. That's what I do. Like, I make a huge goal. Like, that's not big enough, you know, because I'm comfortable not exactly hitting it. Because I know that what we hit along the way, Yeah,
Yes.
that's good.
I
Yeah,
love that. And I
yeah.
love also that you said it's a practice. It is a constant practice. No matter what level you get to, up all the way up here, you're still practicing that same
Always,
belief system in
always.
yourself and that faith, and you just keep going. You just keep going. So I love that.
Even 30 years in business at 58, if I was the person, if I had the persona and the identity that I need to achieve my next huge goal, I would have already done it. So of course,
Mm,
I had to continue to work on myself. I had to continue to
yeah.
work on my beliefs and my expansion, all
Yes.
of those things until I hit that next goal.
Right.
Otherwise, I'd already be there.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. We continue to grow. We continue to evolve, right?
Yeah.
And I love, like you said, that version of you, you have to be that version of you in order to get to that next level. And you
Yeah.
have to work on yourself, do that self-work, invest in yourself so you can get to that next level. So
Yeah.
I love
Joelle,
that.
have you ever, there's a book out there, it's my favorite, one of my favorite mindset books
Hmm.
called The Big Leap. And it's about the upper limit that we have. Because what we
Okay.
tend to do is sabotage ourselves. So
Yes.
once we start to grow and all of our dreams start to happen, all of a sudden we do some weird thing like say, oh, I'm bored by this thing. Or it happens in relationships. Maybe things are going really well in your relationship and then
Right.
somebody picks a fight. Like, what just happened? We just had a beautiful weekend. It's
Right.
because we've hit this upper limit of what we believe is for us, what we believe,
Mm.
whether that's wealth. That's why lottery winners give all their money back like within a year,
Yeah.
gone, done, because they're not prepared for that level of wealth and abundance.
Exactly.
It's why we sabotage ourselves in business, why we sabotage ourselves in relationships, because we have actually achieved the upper limit of what we believe is possible for us.
Right.
Like we go back to that small self of who am I to believe that this is for me? Who am I to believe that
Mm.
I can be this person or this
Yes.
much wealth or whatever your thing is that maybe somebody told you you weren't good enough to have way back when?
Right.
Then as Black women, we carry all kinds of generational stuff
Oh,
stuck
yes.
in our DNA and our cells
Mm-hmm.
that we have
Yep.
to watch out for, because when
Exactly.
you least expect it, that's when it just comes to get you.
Right.
So you just have to remember, be prepared, because that upper limit, it will show up. It shows up every single time. If you want to know more about it, I wish I had written the book, but I didn't. But
You need
The
to,
Big Leap.
Julie.
No, I know I have another book in me, but I don't have time to write a book right now. But The Big Leap, it's really transformational. And that way you can, when you hit those roadblocks, you know what it is. You go, I just
Yeah.
hit my upper limit. Oh, dang.
Yeah.
Okay. You can
Yeah.
reset and go on.
All right. I have to put that on my book list.
Yes. I'm going to
Thank
ask you
you.
about that. Okay.
Yes, yes, yes. All right. Let's switch over to these lovely
Oh,
bars. Everyone see
yeah.
Bossa
Yeah.
Bars. Okay.
Bossa Bars. Yes.
Can
Yes.
you tell us the story of how did you come up with going in your kitchen and mixing stuff up to make a bar? Like who does
Yeah.
that?
Who does that?
Uh-oh. I lost Julie.
There we are.
There you go. Okay.
Back for a sec. Okay. I'm not the cooking person. I can cook, but I really don't want to cook. And so I'm not that person like mixing it up in my kitchen.
Right.
I was in a bad way if I'm making these things, I'm mixing this up. So going back to that confidence and identity, right?
Mhm.
Smack in the middle of menopause at 55,
Yeah.
not feeling like myself, not feeling confident, gaining weight. I'm 5'1". There's no extra room for menopause middle, and 90% of women in the stage of menopause gain 10 to 15 pounds.
Right.
So
Yep.
not fun. And I knew I wanted to make a healthier choice. So it was actually during the pandemic. My sons had come home. I'm making them brownies and cookies and, all the things we were cooking at, doing all that stuff in pandemic because
Right.
there wasn't a whole lot happening. But I was eating them. I'm like, this is not for me. So I started thinking, what can I make for myself that was going to handle my sugar cravings, but be a healthier choice? What could maybe actually help me in menopause? That's when I started doing my research and landed on what is our, are you?
I lost you again.
Am I back?
You're back. Yes.
Okay. I landed on our trifecta of maca, which is a Peruvian root that helps balance blood sugar and hormones, protein, which we need to build keep our muscles strong, and that gives our metabolism boost, and fiber. Women, we don't eat enough fiber. It's a prebiotic. It's good for our gut health. It keeps us full. So that way we can have a bar that's only 150 to 160 calories, doesn't break the bank, and is super, super satisfying. So that's how I made my way out of that. So that's what happened. And then I turned it into a business. Doctor.
They are tasty, I have to say. And I have to say, my daughter tried to get one. She's like, can I have one of these? I'm like, no, this is for mommies.
Right. Exactly. I get emails from men. Can I eat them? Well, actually you can, because you have hormones too.
Right.
But yeah, they're so good for you. You feel so good that you're making a better choice for yourself, and we deserve it. We deserve to make a better choice. We deserve to say, no, these are just for mommy. And they're for you. They are for you. Exactly. Now, your kids, if they ate them, they're good for them too. But don't tell them that.
I was about to say, I'm not telling them that though. Like, they don't need to. That's awesome. I love that story, and like I said, I love that you did this and created these lovely bars. Like I said, tasty bars, because I'm not a protein bar person, but those are good.
Good. I know. I made them for people who don't like, because those things taste bad.
Exactly.
They don't taste good, but I'm very careful. I wanted to make a brownie. Okay. That double chocolate brownie.
Look, she had so the flavors are toasted vanilla almond and double chocolate brownie, guys. So
but we also have fresh blueberry lemon, which might be even my new favorite. I'll have to get you some of those. You haven't had those yet.
Yes, exactly. Okay, awesome. So we're kind of getting down to the wire. What's new coming in Bossa Bars? Something new, what's happening?
Yes, we have another flavor, peanut butter and chocolate, coming, because who doesn't want peanut butter chocolate?
Yes.
So that's coming out in the summer. We have quite a few exciting things that I actually can't disclose at this moment.
Okay.
So please follow us, and we announce everything on Instagram, or get on our list, or buy some bars, or whatever. You'll know what's happening. I will let you know, Dr. Joy L.
Yes, please let me know.
But coming up at the end of the summer, something big, exciting is happening.
Yes. Awesome. I'm excited. I can't wait to hear.
I'll tell you first. Yes.
Exactly. Awesome. And everyone, her information will be in the show notes. Her Instagram page and all that fun stuff. Where you can also, the website where you can get the bars, all that good stuff will be in the show notes.
Awesome.
So let's get down to the rapid fire questions. Okay. All right. So the first question: what brings you joy, Julie?
Every day. I don't know the day. Waking up brings me joy. Honestly, every day, I wake up, thank you, God, for another day. It's just, I feel so blessed to be able to wake up, have a healthy family, my health, beautiful business. I get to speak to women every single day about their health, their lives. I just feel very blessed. So it's hard to pick what gives me joy. My life gives me joy. I feel very, very blessed and grateful.
Yes. Awesome. Okay. Number 2, what's one piece of advice that you would tell the woman who has a similar story to yours, or who aspires to become an entrepreneur?
Believe in yourself. Believe in yourself. I actually got the word believe tattooed on my foot when I turned 50.
Really?
It was the weirdest thing. I never had a tattoo. I was not a tattoo person. I was in Las Vegas for my 50th birthday. It was so cliche, but I'm like, I didn't know what I was going to do. And all of a sudden, those downloads, I was like, those whispers, like, whoosh, believe.
Yes.
I'm like, believe in yourself, believe in God, believe in your ideas, believe in your family. Just believe, women. We don't believe in ourselves enough.
Yes.
So when I get wobbly, I still get wobbly because I'm always pushing myself. My girlfriend told me the other day, I'm like, this is so confusing, frustrating. She's like, are you wearing shoes? Yeah. Kick off your left shoe. What? Why? Just do it. Okay. What do you see? Believe. Believe. Okay.
I love that.
Believe.
Now you inspire me, Julie. I might get that for my 50th.
Get it.
Because I don't have a tattoo either, but I actually do want one. I just don't know what to get. But now you're giving me ideas.
Right.
I'm like, okay,
Right.
so I'll let you know if I get.
Let me just text me a picture.
Exactly. Awesome. I love it. All right, the last question. I am blank years old and my superpower is.
I'm 58 years old and my superpower is confidence. I don't doubt myself. I always work on myself, but underneath that, I do not doubt myself. And that's confidence.
Awesome. Love. Thank you, Julie. This was so amazing.
You are the best. How do we just now meet each other?
I know, right? Like, yeah, this has been a long time coming, like, clearly. And we will talk again because this is, we got lots to talk. I got lots to talk to you about.
Lots.
As I am not entering, but, navigating through my whole entrepreneur thing, girl.
Right.
It's like...
I got you. You contribute on the menopause, the MD side. We got the whole thing happening here.
Yes, exactly. So everyone, Julie's information will all be in the show notes where you can follow her, where you can get her Bossa Bars, all the things. Please follow her. She's amazing. And get her bars because I said they are tasty. All right. So thank you so much, Julie, for coming to the Menopause Moguls podcast. And we'll see you next time. Okay.
I can't wait. Thanks so much.
All right. I told y'all she was amazing. So again, all information will be in the show notes. And I just want to encourage all of you who are watching, as Julie said, just believe. Just believe. As a woman of color, as a Black woman, just believe that you are enough to do anything you are being called to do. All right, y'all. As always, sending love and light to you, and tune in for the next episode of the Menopause Moguls Elevation Talk series. Take care.